Choosing the right sheathing product for your home build is perhaps one of the least appreciated and most important topics that tends to get glazed over by design professionals and the contractor or builder, but sheathing materials aren't interchangeable in the sense that they can have very different material properties. We use sheathing to provide shear strength and resistance against racking, as well as a nail base and substrate for other materials. While all of these products can be made to work, not all are appropriate for every single application, as exposure levels, local climate, budget, project schedule, and material compatibility all play a role in how we should be thinking about specifying these materials. In this video, we're breaking down the differences between OSB, plywood, zip system, and board sheathing. Let's get into it. OSB, or oriented strand board, is made from wood strands, which sort of look like bark chips, although the OSB manufacturers will get upset if I say that, along with binders, glue, and other additives, which get compressed with heat into boards. These boards can vary in thickness, from as thin as a 1/4 inch to as thick as 1 1/8 inch for applications such as heavy-duty floor decks. OSB tends to be the cheapest and most commonly used sheathing material on this list, as it's often readily available and suitable for walls, floors, and roof sheathing. Where OSB tends to suffer is in the moisture resistance department. OSB has a very low hygric buffer capacity, which is the ability for a material to store water without failing. As previously mentioned, OSB is made from wood strands, meaning there's no solid wood in the constituents of the board. These individual strands have a very poor ability to store water, and since the only thing holding these strands together is adhesives, it tends to rot and crumble relatively easily after an extended period of wetting without adequate drying. Under wet conditions, OSB is rated at 2 to 3 perms and is considered semi-vapor permeable. When OSB gets wet, its perm rating only increases by a marginal amount, which means drying out this type of sheathing takes longer and could potentially reach the maximum level of saturation quicker than the rate of drying. Now, there are a few weather-treated OSB products that actually hold up exceptionally well in wet conditions for months. For example, some OSB products are designed to resist humid, wet environments. Advantech by Huber Engineered Woods is one of the strongest and most moisture-resistant OSB subflooring products, retaining its dimensional stability for months without warping, and can outperform plywood and solid wood subfloors in most applications, though the cost of this product is not cheap, but you very much get what you pay for. There's also a variation of Advantech called X Factor, which has a water-repellent coating very similar to Zip System that can be used to keep basements and crawl spaces dry while the rest of the home is still being constructed. In general, we would advise against the use of OSB for any flat roof structural decks unless it's Advantech, since these assemblies are more prone to potential water damage, though you may get some pushback from the manufacturer. As far as waterproofing and air sealing, there are a few options for OSB. The first option that I would recommend is a self-adhered membrane. This is different from a house wrap as the material is actually bonded to the sheathing rather than being mechanically attached, creating a continuous water and air control layer and protecting the OSB from bulk water damage and the problems associated with air leakage. The second option is to install a fluid-applied membrane on the sheathing to create a monolithic air and water control layer, essentially encasing the OSB in that compound when it cures. This is really useful for tricky building geometry and when there are certain site limitations, such as if you're building in a wet climate and can't get a self-adhered membrane to stick. Finally, the budget option is to use air sealing tape to seal all the joints of the sheathing and then install your typical house wrap of choice over it for the weather barrier. We wouldn't recommend this technique since the mechanically attached wraps are more susceptible to water ingress, but it can certainly be an option if you nail those flashing and drainage details. One final comment about OSB: it reaches its ignition temperature faster than plywood unless it has been coated with a fire retardant like LP flame block, as the adhesives used in OSB burn hotter and faster than plywood, resulting in faster structural failures in the event of a fire. Plywood is made from thin sheets of wood that have been sliced in a rotary cutter and glued together in multiple plies to create a board product rather than individual strands of wood. Because there's more real or less refined wood in plywood, it's much more resilient to moisture than OSB with a higher hygric buffer capacity, making it the ideal sheathing option for many high-performance homes. Plywood also has a unique ability to increase in permeability when it gets wet, which means the drying potential is higher. Dry plywood is a Class 3 vapor retarder, but when saturated, the permeability increases to between 14 to 20 perms. There's multiple grades of plywood which can be used for a range of applications, from exterior grade, denoted by an X, to furniture grade veneer-faced plywood, making this a highly versatile building material. Much like OSB, we can use the same techniques to waterproof and air seal the joints in the plywood sheathing. A vapor-permeable, self-adhered membrane works quite well here. We generally default to products like Blueskin, Adhero, or HydroGap SA, but there are dozens on the market. You could also use a fluid-applied membrane on the sheathing to create a monolithic water and air control layer, or a traditional building wrap with air sealing tape pre-applied at all the joints of the sheathing. In most cases, I would recommend using plywood over standard OSB, since the material is a lot more forgiving when it comes to moisture, since it has a higher hydric buffer capacity. Zip System Sheathing by Huber Engineered Woods is an OSB product with an integrated weather barrier on one face of the board in either a green or brown color indicating the thickness of the panel. While Zip Sheathing has the same attributes as typical OSB, the integrated weather barrier gives this sheathing an edge over the other types of uncoated sheathing materials. For one, the waterproofing details become much simpler and require less labor than installing a house wrap or self-adhered membrane. This makes this sheathing system a great option in wetter environments where it's important to get water tight as quickly as possible in construction. Now, like any of these products, Zip System has its challenges. First, because it's a system, you'll most likely need to use Huber's line of accessory products to avoid voiding any warranties. Zip tapes are designed specifically for Zip System, along with any other zip peel and sticks or liquid flashings. The other potential drawback is the fact that Zip System is still OSB, and while the coating on the zip is vapor open, the board itself does not dry out very quickly. Protecting the edges of the zip sheathing is also crucial to the long-term durability of the boards, as the edges are not covered with the integrated weather barrier material and need to be taped as soon as possible. Basically, you never want to see any of that end grain exposed at any point. Waterproofing and air sealing can be accomplished in two ways with this system. Zip flashing tape is the most common method, with an acrylic-based tape used to seal all the joints and seams in the sheathing. This tape has to be rolled thoroughly with a J-roller, as the adhesives in the tape react to pressure in order to bond to the surface of the integrated weather barrier. It's also not ideal to use when there are rafter penetrations, since you need to do some serious origami to get the penetrations watertight and airtight. This leads us to the second method, which is to use Zip Liquid Flash, a fluid-applied flashing product made from STPE, which can be used to create a monolithic air and waterproof connection between many dissimilar materials. A combination of air sealing tape and liquid flash can be used strategically in order to get an effective air seal. Now, if the weather barrier layer for some reason gets damaged, or if there are overdriven nails, you can use Zip Liquid Flash or Zip Tape to repair any of these spots to prevent water from deteriorating the board. Let's talk about board sheathing. Board sheathing is the Rolls-Royce or Aston Martin of sheathing materials. Board sheathing is not commonly used anymore in the US, as it tends to be very expensive and labor-intensive. However, this is how American homes were sheathed up until plywood became widely used for home construction in the late 1940s and 1950s. Usually in a 1x6 or 1x8 shiplap configuration, this type of sheathing can be extremely strong and resilient, as the hydric buffer of real wood is much greater than engineered wood products and can last for hundreds of years if properly detailed and maintained. The drying potential of solid wood sheathing is much higher as well, compared to OSB or plywood, at about 35 perms for a 2x if left unfinished, which means condensation and small leaks are less likely to damage the integrity of the sheathing. Don't get me wrong, moisture can certainly still damage the board sheathing, but it's going to be much more resilient compared to its engineered counterparts. Air sealing board sheathing is a lot more difficult than any panelized sheathing systems, as each board has a higher potential for air leakage at each joint and seam, even in shiplap configurations, and this is something that's often a challenge to properly address in retrofits. For this, the only effective method that we have found is to sheathe over the board sheathing with a 1/4-inch plywood to create a uniform substrate for a self-adhered or fluid-applied membrane. This membrane provides an effective water and air control layer that will cover each of the joints, creating proper environmental separation for the building. Gypsum sheathing, like dense glass, is a material widely utilized in commercial construction and occasionally residential, valued for its dimensional stability, mold resistance, and exceptional fire resistance. However, it doesn't offer much in terms of strength compared to wood sheathing, and it doesn't have much of a hydric buffer. A defining characteristic of this sheathing is its extremely high vapor permeability, offering virtually no resistance to the passage of water vapor. While this can be advantageous in cold climates by allowing a building assembly to easily dry outwards, materials, it creates a significant vulnerability in warm, humid climates when moisture movement reverses, particularly when the building is finished with a reservoir cladding like brick veneer or traditional stucco. In these scenarios, solar radiation can drive massive amounts of moisture inward through the highly permeable sheathing, where it can condense on the backside of the interior drywall of air-conditioned spaces, leading to severe mold proliferation. To prevent this, the wall assembly must be designed with the deliberate exterior vapor control, often achieved by implementing a semi-vapor permeable fluid-applied membrane over the gypsum sheathing or using exterior rigid foam insulation to slow down inwardly driven moisture. To wrap things up, whether you're planning to use OSB for its cost effectiveness or looking to improve long-term durability with plywood, you have to understand the properties of these materials, how they'll behave in your specific project and local climate, and ultimately how they'll interact with other components in the assembly. Guys, if you found this video helpful, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more weekly building science videos, and head over to our website at ASIRI-designs.com, where we have over 150 free building science articles that cover a wide range of topics. Links will be in the description below. For now, good luck with your projects. Cheers.